After completing this lesson, you will be able to describe two critical hand movements to be used during gentle breast massage and two techniques for hand expression. Let's review some of the phrases that we've covered, which are less than helpful when providing lactation support. These phrases are also not accurate, which makes them not useful to use at all. The term stimulate the breast doesn't really mean anything. And it's used very frequently when people are talking about why babies should feed frequently. There isn't really a cause to say stimulate the breast. That doesn't really make sense. There are better ways to talk about what's happening when babies are being fed frequently and milk is being removed frequently. Of course, the term when milk comes in, we've discussed, is not helpful because milk is already in the breast before the baby's even born. Milk supply can also be unhelpful because it feels like something that is not manageable or controllable, like something that is just going to happen no matter what you do. When milk comes in is repeated on this slide. Apologize for that. The terms breast is best or fed is best, those are not helpful either because there's much more nuance to feeding a baby than thinking of it in those terms. And the term advantages or benefits of breastfeeding, these are not accurate phrases. They don't really accurately portray what's going on. Breastfeeding is a physiological act. It's the normal physiological way to feed a baby. So it's important to frame it that way. Some phrases which are more helpful and are accurate and are more educational. Milk production. Remember that milk production is a process and it's something that can be managed. It's something that can be adjusted and shifted. And milk production as a process can be changed. It can be up leveled and it can be down regulated. Hand expressing helps the baby get more milk now. We can get milk out, get it into a spoon, get it to the baby when your breasts are making more milk. This accurately describes the time frame that most people are considering when they say when your milk comes in. What they really mean is when your breasts are making more milk. This is the time when things really start to change and there's a lot of shifts going on. The breasts can feel different and the amount of milk that's actually coming out is going to look different. And there's lots of changes, of course, for the baby when they're at the breast. Breastfeeding is important, not beneficial or the best. It's important. And of course, breastfeeding is important to anyone who wants to breastfeed. So it doesn't matter what we think. It doesn't matter what science says. If somebody wants to breastfeed their baby, that is the goal of what we are doing to help them. Your milk makes a difference in your baby's health. That is a true scientific, accurate statement. Even though some of the outcomes are not immediately observable, getting their mother's own milk helps a baby have the appropriate development and prevent infection and all of the things that we know milk is important for, human milk is important for, reminding mothers that their milk makes a difference in their baby's health. And we can tailor that to their situation so that if they're discouraged because they aren't making all the milk that their baby needs for any reason, we can remind them that their milk still makes a difference in their baby's health, even when it's not the only food that their baby is getting, as well as later on down the road when their baby is eating additional types of food. We want to continue to remind them that their milk makes a difference in their baby's health and that breastfeeding should continue even after the addition of complementary solid foods. Let's talk about some techniques for resolving breastfeeding problems. These are our first line repeating interventions. Remember, our process of addressing any situation that has to do with breastfeeding problems or concerns begins skin to skin, and hand expression is going to round out our cycle of skin to skin, latching, feeding, and then hand expression. These are the interventions that we want to use first and always. Some situations are going to warrant additional interventions, but these are always warranted. In the optimal initiation of breastfeeding, the optimal establishment of breastfeeding, what we should see happening is that the baby is placed skin to skin immediately after birth and left there continuously with minimal interruptions, both immediately after birth as well as throughout those first days, those first 100 hours. Through that time and beyond, they're breastfeeding on demand as they cue with no limits on the duration or frequency of how often they are going to the breast. During that time, breast massage and hand expression of milk as needed or as desired to complete the situation. Should problems arise, like engorgement that require some gentle breast massage, or if additional milk is needed to feed the baby, hand expression can provide that. So this is how we're going to support the optimal initiation of breastfeeding. Now, if we're working with somebody whose intention is to exclusively pump, we want to talk about a few additional strategies that are going to help set them up for the success they're looking for. In the same way, their baby will be skin to skin immediately after birth and continuously with minimal interruptions. Now, while they work out the process of pumping, it can be difficult to work on hand expression sometimes while the baby is skin to skin. Now, it's possible, and for many people, it works out just fine once they learn how to do it. But there may be some times that people who are using hand expression in the beginning need to have their baby held by someone else or separate from them, close by but separate while they're hand expressing and getting used to that process. Hand expression should be initiated for people who want to exclusively pump within the first hour of birth, not pumping, hand expression. Frequent hand expression with pumping initiated as desired or once copious milk production begins. So an individual who intends to exclusively pump for their baby can absolutely hand express regularly, frequently, at least 8 times every 24 hours during the time before they have copious milk production. At that time, they can decide if they want to continue hand expressing. It will be a little bit different for them, how they're capturing the milk and how long it takes. Or they can decide to initiate using their breast pump at that time, whether it's a manual hand pump or it's an electric breast pump. So they're going to require, obviously, education on the skills and techniques to do that. But the point here is to illustrate that many of the behaviors and activities that they'll need to follow are the same. They still are going to do skin to skin immediately and continuously. They're still going to hand express frequently, and they're still going to be following those same guidelines of 8 milk removals as a minimum in every 24 hours. And they need the same information about how and when to expect copious milk production. When we talk about hand expression, we can be reassured and we can reassure parents that we know of no documented risks of hand expression. We know that colostrum can be more easily collected using hand expression than if we use a breast pump. And there have been studies which have shown that hand expression in the beginning has been shown to increase milk production and to bring on copious milk production sooner. So many of these studies focused on that early initiation of milk expression, and they were looking for ways to improve milk production and increase the amount of milk production that was happening sooner, because these were studies on mothers of preterm babies. We also know that hand expression can feel like a more proactive technique for mothers than using a breast pump. It demonstrates the value of human milk when we teach them how to get the milk out, put it directly into a spoon and feed it directly to the baby, rather than pumping, which often seems like something that you're doing and you have to use a lot of equipment, and sometimes you're thinking of it as something you're going to set aside for later. In addition, the process of teaching hand expression, demonstrating it, watching the person practice, encouraging it, reinforcing that education, it builds in extra teaching time where we're talking to people about what they should expect to feel and experience with their breasts as the first 100 hours goes on. So all of these things are beneficial for us as lactation supporters, in addition to the benefits that they're providing to mothers as they're doing hand expression and learning it. The key events that are happening during hand expression are important to think about. When the parent's own hands are providing tactile and sensory input, including warmth, to the breast, this is communication with their own brain, which means there are hormonal results of hand expression. There's a release of oxytocin. That's what lets the milk come out. We see removal of milk from the breast. We are mothers are experiencing the release of prolactin as the expression progresses and breast empties. And milk is now available to the infant in the spoon or cup that they're hand expressing into. So these are some of the key events that we're thinking about and that we can be talking through as we're talking about why and how to hand express. Two critical hand movements to be used during gentle hand or gentle breast massage, and two techniques for hand expression. I'm going to talk through these a little bit. Gentle breast massage is something that can be used not only if someone's experiencing early engorgement or later engorgement, but also as a predecessor to hand expression to increase circulation, get milk flowing, and get things started. It also helps mothers get used to how their breasts are, how they feel from the outside, how they're supposed to feel, and sets them up to recognize and understand when they start to feel those changes in how full their breasts may feel as their milk production increases. So remember, we use in gentle breast massage always a sweeping motion that moves toward the body, not toward the nipple, but always toward the body. We encourage as well to gently lift the breast tissue away from the chest wall while changing the position of the breast in space by changing the position of the mother. Is she lying down? Is she reclined? Is she sitting up straight? Is she lying on her side? We want to think about the positioning of the breast, the orientation of the breast, and how milk can flow within it as we're thinking about gentle breast massage and improving milk flow. When we talk about hand expression, there are multiple documented ways to hand express milk from the breast. That means there's no right way, there's no textbook way, because hand expression works a little bit differently for each person when they do it. What we want to teach them is how to think about hand expression as a way of compressing the breast. It isn't about the nipple, it's about compressing the breast tissue and finding the right spot, finding the sweet spot. So depending on which type of model of hand expression that's being taught, all of those are going to be a variation of essentially the same movement, which is to hold the breast in the hand, bring the thumb and fingers toward each other to compress the breast tissue, finding the exact place where it's helping milk to come out. The fingers need to be far enough away from each other when they're placed to prevent pinching the skin. They do need to be across, the thumb needs to be across the breast from the fingers so that you can get that breast compression. Some methods of hand expression also teach that you can add a third finger from the other hand and sort of make a triangle rather than just the two compression, but you can actually make a triangle where all those fingers are actually compressing the breast tissue. But essentially, they all start with holding the hand in a C shape, bringing it to the breast, and then placing those fingers starting somewhere around the edges of the areola, pulling the breast tissue back a little bit toward the chest wall, and then bringing those fingers closer to each other to compress the breast tissue. If that is painful, if that does not seem to be effective after a few compressions, it doesn't seem like milk is coming out, we adjust the fingers, either back toward the chest wall or a little bit closer to the nipple. There's always room to try different spots. Once we find that hand placement that seems to be getting some milk out, then we do some compressions, gently collecting that milk as we go along. And when that slows down, we don't seem to see any more drops coming out, then we gently move the fingers in, like they're moving around a clock. So we're going to move them to a slightly different position, find that next spot where milk comes out, and continue. Some techniques for hand expression also emphasize the rhythm of how this is being done. And we know that rhythm can be helpful with any bodily function. So it's important to understand that this is also an option. This is something that we can teach that may also be helpful for people. Even just the movements that they're doing can be taught in a rhythmic way, like the placement of the hand, fingers back toward the chest, fingers toward each other, and then release. And then fingers, or bring the breast tissue back toward the wall, fingers toward each other, release. You can see how you can get this into a rhythm as you're collecting the milk into a spoon or a cup, whichever is more convenient, and continue this process for as long as you need until you have a spoonful of milk to be fed to the newborn. If you're expressing a little bit later and you're getting more, may need to use a cup and save that to feed the baby. It just depends on what the needs of the baby are at that time. If they need that milk right away, can stop after a spoon, feed it to the baby, go back to hand expression, and move on. Final addition here. Should you hand express from both breasts when you're hand expressing? It totally depends. It can be done either way. In the same way that we talk about how breastfeeding can be accomplished, whether babies need to feed from both breasts at a feeding or they can do only one per feeding, this is an individual choice for mothers. And there's no best way according to the science that we have. What we know is that to interfere with the pattern that a mother already has established can create changes. Sometimes those changes are what we want to see, and sometimes they're not. They're an interference. So however it's being done, let's keep on doing it. And a lot of people will use a pattern where if hand expression is being done instead of latching the baby, for instance, if the baby is in the NICU and they're not able to latch and be at the breast, and hand expression is being done instead of breastfeeding, then we'll say to hand express both breasts at every session. And then if we're hand expressing after a feeding, the baby has breastfed, we're also going to hand express and spoon feed them some milk, then we'll say let's hand express from that same breast. If we don't get any output and we actually needed it because the baby needs extra milk, we may need to move to the other breast where we might be able to get a little bit more milk to come out faster. It sort of just depends on the situation. So it's not going to be harmful to hand express from both breasts, especially during the first 100 hours. Beyond that, we're going to start to look at what's going on with milk production, and how much milk is the baby taking out versus how much we are expressing. We could start to make those types of calculations. But in the first 100 hours, the most important thing is to watch and make sure that mothers are using good technique that's effective for them and not painful at all, that we don't do the hand expression for them any more than it takes to teach them how. We don't have to do it at all if they don't want us to touch them, and that we watch to make sure that they're using a good technique so that we know that it's effective for them, and that we're teaching about how hand expression isn't always going to yield those drops of colostrum that we're looking for, and that's okay because it's still working. The sign that hand expression is working is that it's being done, not that we collect a certain amount of milk.